Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Block Hood, the new city building game just fresh out of early access that takes a slightly different spin on building cities where you build one block at a time, one city block. I guess this is just over a city block in size. If we zoom out, there you go, you can see the whole block there. Yes, you end up building blocks in a very vertical fashion. So it ends up being part puzzle game as much as anything else. Now, the key to managing your game is the management of resources. And as you can see, we've got the green here indicating we're currently producing stuff. So we're producing some fish and some regular water, and we've got fresh water being produced. We're making some organic waste, which I guess is from stuff decaying off trees. We're making some fertilizer, which might be off the groundwater that we've got going on. And all these resources you need to keep in balance as you grow your city. Now, this particular, I guess, it's a rainforest island that we're working on here. We've got some inhabitants. This is Wendell, the panther. I'm sure Wendell's going to be very friendly to everybody who moves in. He likes the wilderness. He likes water. Not so keen on inorganic waste or grey water. I'm pretty certain I don't want to anger Wendell too much, lest evil will befall any people I get to move in. I think there's another chap hiding just there. Come the way easy down the camera. Yeah, there you go. Here's another one. This is Opie, who likes meat and the wilderness, dislikes grey water and inorganic waste. Predictable panther. Not a fan of grey water. So to start with, we're going to try and get some resources up, and under this production menu is where we produce everything. I'll start out with some power. Now we've got, as far as relatively green power is concerned, we've got this solar panel or the windmill. Now the windmill, as you can see, will output 2 electricity, but it will cost 1 money to keep it running. Now, if we have a look at here, you'll see we've got some money in stock, but we're not actually producing any more, so it's possibly not the way to go. Whereas the solar panel costs us nothing to keep going, and will continue to produce electricity. So I've cleared a little ground here already, and we will stick in our first power plant. Now this takes a minute or two before it starts operating, but we should see that ping into life any second, because electricity will appear in here. There we go, electricity now being produced at a rate of 0.05 per tick. I'm going to say tick because I'm not entirely sure how long an instance is within the game. The other thing you might notice from time to time is, in fact, if I speed the game up briefly, here we go. You'll see all of the tiles doing this little fluttery dance thing where they highlight themselves. Now that is checking that it is being properly supported, because if you don't support something correctly, eventually you'll get items decay, and when your block starts getting a bit higher, decaying items can cause all manner of trouble. Now another key feature of the game is synergy, which you see by the 2 blue arrows going off there. Now what synergy does is it increases the effectiveness of both tiles. So you'll see that instead of that being 0.1, which would be, 2.5 solar panels running their thing, it's now gone up to 0.11. Marvellous. So if I were to block all of this out with solar panels, we would actually be producing a healthy amount of power. So I'm going to do that. Now, there's a very real likelihood that I will remove those solar panels later as we start to build up. But for now, building up a stash of electricity isn't going to do me any harm. Next thing I'm going to need is to actually, let's think about getting some people to move in. So we could build a small apartment, and as you can see, they need fresh air. Well, I think we've got we're generating fresh air, but not a huge amount. We need electricity, which I've got. We need water, which I've got, but I'm not generating any more of. And they want leisure, which, given the number of beaches that I've got going on, leisure, not a problem. So how are we going to deal with that? Well, I think we're going to need some water. So come back after the intro and we'll get on with that. Now, one of the ways that you can figure out exactly what you need is you can click on the item in question, and then over the menu, it will tell you whether it outputs or inputs the item in question. So this algae farm takes in grey water, and it spits out algae and water. It also takes in greenhouse gas. That will be very useful later on. Not so useful now, though, because I haven't got all the input stuff. Meanwhile, we can take groundwater, which I'm actually running low on with the well to get regular water, or we can pay money to import water from another source, so a source outside this block. What else have we got? Solar heater, no, uses it. Outputs, what I want, a fog collector. Now, I'm not generating any knowledge, so that's not exactly helpful either. We've got any more options here. What have we got? A water treatment plant. Again, needs grey water and salt water. Well, salt water I've got. Have we not got like a desalination plant or something like that? I just want some water, you know. So, well, that's the man-made options. We've also got a pond. Aha! It will take groundwater, which I've got, but I'm not producing much of, and produce water and salt water and leisure. Okay, that's not a bad idea. Any more for any more? And then mangroves. Take in salt water or grey water, which I'm not producing. I'll produce grey water in time. I've no doubt of that, but not at the moment. Now I've got enough water to actually last me for a bit, so maybe I should just knuckle up and get building, and then we'll work up to getting our getting water supplied properly. So I'm going to get an apartment built, apartment block. Before I do, I'm going to have to clear all of this. So we've got lowland rainforest, we've got sand. What else we got here? It's more rainforest, more rainforest. So basically, this is telling me what the block is underneath and what it actually produces. But in order for me to actually start building my civilization here, I think I'm going to do it over here. You know, yeah. We're going to have to. We're going to get rid of a whole swathe of nature, hoping that we don't vex the panthers too greatly, because a vexed panther is not a good panther. So I'm going to stick a couple of corner apartments on here. Now the arrow denotes where people need to gain access to it. There we go. One apartment. Now I want to stick another apartment block on the corner over. Ooh, I don't know, over here, I suppose. Yeah, I could do with the opposite corner if I'm honest. Then people are going to need access, so I need to give them access. So that's a bit of corridor, which is a way that people can actually get around the place. We'll corridor up a little more, and we'll put some regular apartments. There we go. So you see the synergy kicking off there, and you'll see already that now we are losing money. Why am I losing money? Is this something I didn't spot? What are you costing me? Nothing. No, none of these guys are costing me anything. Why am I losing the cash? You chaps aren't costing me anything. Intrigue. Oh, maybe it's the corner apartment? No. No. Interesting. So anyway, this outputs labour. So once I've actually got people moved in, you'll see I've now got 13 labour available, which means I can put them to work. We're also now producing grey water, which is good because we can recycle that and turn it into regular water. But you'll see we're now losing some of the resources that we actually need to keep hold of. But I've got enough in stock, apart from fresh air. All right. Well, we possibly ought to get that resolved before it's too late. And what better resource is there for fresh air than trees? They all need groundwater. My water supply evidently is not quite what one might hope. What do you got here? Soil. What do you output? You output groundwater and fertilizer in exchange for organic waste. Now we are making organic waste, so I'm I'm going to get some ground placed here, but first I'm going to need to make a hole for it. Let's think about. So what we're going to do is obviously because we're thinking vertical. So I'm going to fill all of that lot in with soil, which is probably more than our organic waste generation can support. There we go. Bash this in. Splendid. Right, so that's groundwater now going up. Fresh air we are totally out of, which is baffling to me given the number of trees and the fact that we're on the coast. We're not doing any greenhouse gas either. Maybe the greenhouse gas is optional. Anyway, we've got elm trees, so let's get some built. Let's do nothing by halves. There we go. Yeah. Yes. All of that. And because we've built them up quite nicely, that has also, we've got the synergy up there. Now, it's not always the case that when you stick things next to each other that synergy is automatic. But in some cases, such as these trees, that is the case. Right, there we go. So the green icon here indicates that this is now producing. It changes seasonally, but we are producing wilderness and leisure and fresh air, and we're using up some groundwater, which we're only just below where we need to be. Thank you very much, blocks of soil. Now, we haven't got anybody moved in yet. They're going to need a little bit more to do. So let's get some other production on the go. Now, we're producing fish. So if I could find a means of turning that fish into something else, a fish farm produces it. I don't need to produce it, I want to use it. Where can we make use of it? Input the market. Yes, takes vegetables and fish. Makes money. Right, vegetables. I need to produce vegetables. Any such luck? No such luck. Right, find me a vegetable producing kind of a deal here somewhere. Well, that would be fruit, yes. I would have thought it'd be quite obvious. It'd be like a vegetable garden or a potato plot or some such. If there was a search box here, I'd just type it in and we'd find it, but no such luck. Cactus? No. Yucca? Fruit? No, not vegetables. Fruit. White spruce canal? No. Coffee? No. None of this is what I'm looking for. I want vegetables. For with these vegetables one will surely rule the world. Olives, splendid. Not vegetables though, are they? Come on, in your own time. We're going to use a process of elimination here. We're just going to keep hovering over things until we find the right doohickey. Bamboo. You don't produce a lot of vegetables though, do you, bamboo? But you're the best we've found so far. Wild date palm. Fruit and vegetables and fresh air. Uses a lot of groundwater. Okay. All right, back to the first tab here. Maybe I missed one, because if I didn't, then it's going to have to be the date doodah that we run with to make this successful. And you output greenhouse gas. Well, I've got uses for that. Apple orchard was fruit though. Pine tree, willow tree. Okay, well, currently there only appears to be one source of vegetation, and that's going to be the wild date palm. Okay, right, well, clear some space for it. I've got labourers available. I mean, we could stick them up the top of the hill there, but... all right, there we are. Let's put 4 in, and if nothing else, once we're producing them, we'll be able to use them to track down anything I might have missed. Oh, hold on, it might be under production. No, look, put in the thing that you already decided on, man. We've spent enough time debating the merits of vegetables. There we go, bit of synergy going on there. Right, excellent. So once these kick in, which they haven't quite done yet, we'll notice our groundwater will take a significant hit here. But extra fresh air, bit more wilderness, fruit and veg. There we are, vegetables being produced. So now we've got that highlighted. What did I miss? Oh, okay. Hydroponic farm. Outputs veg and grey water. Uses water, fertilizer, and electricity. Well, I've got all those things. Well, let's hydroponic it up. Let's get some of that on the go as well. Let's bang you in here. I just want one for the time being. If we go overboard at this early stage, I'm sure madness will be the watch word. You don't want to place there. Now, I haven't quite worked out why the game gets fussy in that fashion sometimes, but sometimes it needs greater access around the outside. But there we go. Right, we're up, we're rolling. Let's, given that that's a production facility, I'm going to add it to the corridor network so people can get to it. There we go, and hopefully this will start producing. Right, so inputs water. How's water doing? We're doing well. Water's degrading. Groundwater's the big concern. Okay, well we're going to need to generate some more groundwater then, which means some more of these soil blocks. Come on, just ease it round. Let's keep the angle pleasant, shall we? Yeah. Just go mad for it. We'll build like a cliffside here, made out of soil. And then once they kick in, our groundwater production should be a little less severe. We're also going to need a means of generating regular water, which we have spoken of previously. But at the same time, I can now talk to me with vegetables, please. So we can now go with the greenhouse, which also produces vegetables. Terrific. Or the market. Vegetables, fish, money, and community. Perfect. We'll stick that right in there. And with a bit of luck, that will entice a few people to actually come and live in this marvellous burgeoning neighbourhood that has yet to burgeon in any fashion at all. Right, so we're now producing money. Hooray! Oh, that's good. It's good that we're producing money because I was running a little low on it. Still low on groundwater though. Now what can I do? It needs organic waste, so we need to be producing more organic waste. Well, I'm producing a reasonable stack of it as we speak. But clearly not enough for all of these chaps to get their production on. Organic waste. What have we got that produces organic waste? Something green, I would imagine. Output. Foxtails. What do they do? They want groundwater. No, I need groundwater. You can't have it. Alright, well what produces groundwater? They all take it in. These guys take regular water and spit out groundwater. No, I need both of them. Basically, I need some. Hold on, I can get the water pump here now that I'm making some cash. We will bring some in. See, this is what we call thinking. Do people need access to it? I'll stick one there, and you know what? We'll turn this into a general kind of utilitarian. Stick another couple there, and then our cup should runneth over. As far as water is concerned, and then maybe we can turn some water into groundwater, and everything will be in the green, and we'll be victorious. Although I still got just Wendell and Opie. I wonder if Wendell and Opie are actually putting people off moving in. I certainly can't rule that out, and that's all my money currently being spent. Terrific. Oh, that's not exactly ideal. Maybe a couple more apartments will do the trick there. Don't know. Maybe they need a sense that this is a burb that is going places. The corner store. What can we do here? Produces inorganic waste. Needs consumers. Well, I haven't got any consumers yet. Corner apartment. Another apartment. Greenhouse. Art gallery. We don't have any consumers yet. Just hang on. We could go for a library, but I don't really need knowledge at the present time. Groundwater. Let's get that solved. Pronto. Those are all just utility pieces. You output it, but you're just about the only thing that does. Water and organic waste. I'm making a little organic waste, but not enough to be noticeable. Outputs groundwater, grey water, leisure, and algae. Okay. Well, we could make use of that grey water using the treatment centre. Talk to me of grey water. Here we go. Outputs. I want one inputs, if you would be so kind. There we go. The algae farm generates algae, takes in greenhouse gas, which we're also not producing yet. Well, typically that would be a good thing, but obviously not today. All right, grey water. Not worried about it. We want to produce more groundwater. We can use sprinklers, and we could put sprinklers on our farm here, which would, let's do that. There we go. That might help us produce a smidge more from our farm. Although I didn't see a synergy pop up there, which is a little disappointing. Maybe if we, what is that? That's a 4 of them, whatever those are. Which comes from there. Hydroponic farm, that's the fella. Right. So let's get it up and running. Alright, so those should all be nicely watered, which is, that's an adequate place to start. Still a little concerned about the lack of humans going on. Alright, we'll panic about groundwater when the time comes. That sprinkler, once it kicks off, should definitely produce some. Right, let's put a whole bunch of flats in there. Alright, come and join the party people. I'll also stick a lift in here, an elevator, in order to allow me to build a second floor here. So if we built it... we'll build it there, and then we can build another floor on top, and people can get to that relatively easily. We could also use stairs or, any number of other bits and pieces. Now, maybe if I had demand for labour... What do you need here? You need consumer. And we don't have any because panthers don't shop. As the phrase goes. Now, the electricity, I reckon, is down at the moment because it's night time. Solar panels will do that to you. We could probably do with a bit more money, so maybe a second market next to the first one. What's my vegetable production like? Yeah, we can certainly run to a second market, or we can make it a 2-story market. Let's do that. We'll make it a 2-story market, and then we'll put the floors in. Did I want to put a floor there? Probably, possibly, maybe. Don't really think so. We need to put another elevator on top of the existing one so that we can get out of them. Always useful. There we go. And you know what? Because I'm that way inclined, I'm going to... So what do you take in? You take in electricity and water and leisure. Well, you shouldn't be taking in anything at the moment since you're only inhabitants. Right, okay, and what do you want, corner store? No, I don't want any of this. So electricity still not quite producing enough. Evidently, the new adjustments that we've put in there have consumed more than. There we go. We'll stick another one of those in. We'll clear a little bit more space. Yes, sorry, my feline friends. Everything must go at some point. But it's okay. I'm not thinking of getting rid of you just yet. But I will. You can bet on that. Let's put in a slightly more effective power generating system while the money gets out. There we go. We'll put 4 in. That should keep us surplused for some time. Where's the surplus? Show me surplus or show me death. Right. Anybody at all? Come on, this should be a burgeoning population of happy-go-lucky folk of a neighbourhoodly variety. Neighbourhoodly is a word. Don't question me on it. Stick that in as well. I honestly couldn't tell you. We'll just get it all. We'll get it. Oh no, you've built roof there. Yeah, you see, you've put a roof on your elevator, which wasn't exactly what you had in mind. Get rid of it. Fortunately, none of this costs anything. It's all about preventing it from decaying. And as long as you can do that, you can continue to build as it suits you. But in terms of height, you can build your block up pretty flipping high, which is obviously going to be my objective. Anyway, that will wrap it up for this first encounter with Block Hood. Leave a comment. What do you think? Would you like to see more? Chuck a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to make sure you don't miss out on future escapades. I'll be back with you very soon with something else, maybe a little more. Who knows? You can decide. Leave a comment. Thanks for watching. Big Colonel Failure. Catch up with you very soon. Cheerio.